Rocket League has gotten a massive patch across all platforms, but what does it include, and why is the Nintendo Switch version probably the most interesting one? Dark Souls Remastered has a whole bunch of updates. There's brand new information about that game. Spider-Man for the PS4 got some new gameplay footage, and Nintendo is talking about a new game engine, but is it actually a new engine, or has it been around for a while now on the Nintendo Switch? All that and more in the April 4th, Wednesday edition of RGT News. Let's go!
Hey, RGT85. Hey, Sean.
Oh my God, it's Stevie Richards!
So yes, Rocket League has gotten a massive update no matter what platform you are on, whether the PS4, the Xbox One, the Nintendo Switch, or Steam. The big addition, of course, is now tournaments have been added to the game, so you can construct your own tournaments, which is a pretty interesting thing. They've added some things like a chat ban, a better connection status icon, expanded inventory organization, better crowd noise, but the Nintendo Switch version actually got a specific feature for the game. Obviously, the Nintendo Switch is not as powerful as the PS4, the Xbox One, or your PC. So they added in a brand new thing called quality mode, which actually makes the game go from 720p 60 frames per second to 1080p 30 frames per second, but it adds in a whole bunch of other things, such as more dynamic lighting, better textures, so on and so forth, and it looks pretty impressive. I have a side-by-side comparison going up right now that GameXplain did. I'll put a link to the GameXplain video in the description box down below, so make sure you check out that full video if you want to see all that, but I think it's pretty interesting. I think it's interesting that they are adding in options for this sort of thing, to have the ability to sort of customize the game to your specifications, whether you want it to have a smoother frame rate or you want more graphical textures and whatnot. We've seen this with Fire Emblem Warriors as well, where they did something pretty similar in terms of the frame rate. So I'm interested to see if more developers actually explore this option when it comes to putting third-party releases on the Nintendo Switch. It gives you more options, it gives the gamer more options, and I think everyone wins in the long run with this. They also added in video capture mode, which you can do directly on the Switch. So all in all, a great package no matter what platform you're playing it on. Obviously, tournaments are an awesome thing to have, so it's great to see Rocket League consistently get more content, consistently get more updates, and I'm glad to see this. So Spider-Man on the PS4 is one of the biggest PS4 releases for 2018. Well, we hope it's 2018, but we're actually going to find out very soon. The next episode of Game Informer, which is a popular magazine that you can pick up at GameStop or get a subscription, is going to have the official release date for Spider-Man on the PS4. They also released a new gameplay footage of Spider-Man on the PS4 on Game Informer's YouTube channel, and I absolutely love what I saw. And the reason I love this game so much is because it reminds me a lot of Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man 2 came out on the GameCube, the PS2, and the original Xbox, and in my opinion was the best Spider-Man game of all time. They really took the Spider-Man formula and just put it into this open world where you could explore things and do side missions and things like that, and every game pretty much just utilized that engine and built upon it, or removed things or added things to it. But Spider-Man 2 was the game that sort of made everything happen, and this definitely has that Spider-Man 2 vibe. I love seeing Spider-Man flinging through the city and, you know, fighting people. The combat system looks really good. I am very excited for Spider-Man, honestly. I think it's going to be one of the best games of 2018. It's great to see this franchise back after being, you know, so oversaturated for quite a while in the PS2 and the PS3 era. So Spider-Man on the PS4 is a day one buy for me. I absolutely love this gameplay footage. Hopefully, I'm guessing it's going to be a fall release, maybe early winter for the PS4, but no matter what, it's going to be an awesome game. Definitely a game I'm looking forward to. So one of the cool things about the Xbox One is, of course, backwards compatibility. I absolutely love the fact that I can play my 360 games and download 360 games and play select original Xbox games on the Xbox One. And it looks like there's going to be some more added potentially very soon. Xbox's YouTube channel released a little video preview about Inside Xbox 2, which will be on April 10th, and the whole video is pretty much just the original Xbox booting up and then the date of this video. So that means one thing to me. we're getting more original Xbox games, and probably very soon on the Xbox One, and that is awesome to me because the original Xbox library is so good. I actually did a video talking about what original Xbox titles I want to see brought over to the Xbox One with some upscaling and things like that, and really the possibilities are endless when it comes to that. There was a lot of interesting exclusives on the Xbox because you had Sega really putting a lot of games on there. Panzer Dragoon Orta, you had Shenmue 2. I would love to see both of those games upscaled into HD and being able to be played on the Xbox One. I think they could do a lot with that game, and I think that would actually be a very interesting selling point. Sega had a lot of great games on there. There was a lot of interesting games on the original Xbox, so hopefully they just go all in with this. I thought it was pretty paltry, the amount of original Xbox titles that are currently available on the Xbox One. I want to see these games included in Game Pass. I want to be able to play them on my disc, and knowing Xbox, that's more than likely what they'll be adding into this. So very excited. Let me know in the comment section down below what original Xbox games you want to see added onto the service, because obviously some are coming and some are coming very soon, and that's a good thing. So Dark Souls Remastered is one of the games that will be featured at PAX East for the Nintendo Switch, and a lot of people are looking forward to this game, myself included. I will be picking it up on the Nintendo Switch and reviewing it on the Nintendo Switch because that's just the version I want to play. But there obviously has been a lot of talk about how the remastered version will be handled on the Nintendo Switch. There is a different company, I believe it's Virtuos Gaming, is handling the port of the Nintendo Switch version, with From Software looking over them, whereas From Software themselves is handling the version on the PS4 and the Xbox One. So a lot of people have been wondering about the performance of this version of the game. Well, some people have had some early access with Dark Souls Remastered, and there's some interesting things to talk about. So on the Switch, it'll have a 1080p resolution at 30 frames per second when docked, 720p and 30 frames per second when in handheld mode. So honestly, that's pretty good. I think that's what we all were hoping for. Obviously, 60 frames per second would have been ideal, but as long as the 30 frames is smooth, solid, and locked, there's nothing really to worry about. The online aspect of the game has been beefed up from 4 players to 6 players, so you'll be able to play with more people, and they're going to do some stuff for friend matches as well. It'll be easier to be matched with a friend. You can do password matchmaking as well, and it's similar to how Dark Souls 3 was, so it'll be nice and easy to be getting into matches with your friends. You can turn off or on global matchmaking. There's also some new modes such as 3-on-3 mode and 6-player deathmatch, so that's really cool as well. I'm very curious to see the 6-player deathmatch. I think that's going to be a lot of fun, and respawn points will be random, so you won't be able to spawn camp anything. It really looks like, you know, this Dark Souls Remastered game is actually going to be pretty damn good no matter what platform you're picking it on. Obviously, Dark Souls is a great game. Having it remastered, brought over to a variety of platforms, including the Nintendo Switch for the 3rd time, all for 40 bucks, like, you can't really beat it. So I'm super stoked to play Dark Souls when it releases this May, and I will be picking up a copy. What do you think of all these changes? Are you excited for them? Do you think that Dark Souls is going to actually run well on the Switch, or will you be picking it up on the PS4 or the Xbox One? Let me know in the comments section down below. And finally, lots of people have been picking up this story about a new Nintendo Switch engine called NintendoWare Bezel Engine, which is evidently designed for middleware games. You know, smaller companies that don't have a lot of resources will be able to use this engine and create their own games specifically for the Nintendo Switch. It is a Nintendo Switch dedicated engine, unlike something like Unity or Unreal Engine, which is, of course, for multi-platform games. So it's just a way for companies to put their games on the Nintendo Switch easily with this NintendoWare Bezel Engine. And everyone's been talking about it like it's been a new sort of topic. You know, it was just recently announced in Japan as a new sort of thing, but is it actually new, or has this actually been out? It actually has been out, which is pretty interesting because there's currently a Nintendo Switch game out there that utilizes this engine. And what game is that? Vroom in the Night Sky. Yes, one of the worst games available on the Nintendo Switch uses this bezel engine that is specifically designed for the Nintendo Switch. Now, obviously, this isn't indicative of every game that will be released for it. There's been bad Unreal games, there's bad Unity games, there's bad games on every engine. It just comes down to the developer of the game and, you know, what sort of time and effort they put into it and if they know how to make a game. But it is strange to see this story now just picking up steam and a lot of people talking about it, when in actuality, this engine has been available for quite a while now. I guess it's just sort of making it a more mainstream sort of PSA announcement. Nintendo saying, hey, you know, if you want to put your games on our platform, you want to put a game specifically designed for the Nintendo Switch on the platform, you can use this engine. But yeah, Vroom in the Night Sky runs on that engine. So I don't know. It's not a great start, but obviously, you know, this can be fixed. It all comes down to the developers of the game. All right, and that is going to do it for the April 4th edition of RGT News. We had a lot of news to talk about. I hope everyone had a good holiday weekend this past weekend, whether you celebrate Easter, Passover, you don't, whatever, that's cool. I myself, I went out of town, I went up to Connecticut, had a good time with the family. It was definitely nice to get away for a couple days, but now we are back on the grind. I do want to let you guys know, this show has been doing very well. I did not anticipate it to do so well so soon, but as long as the views continue to go up within the next probably 2 weeks, I will be introducing the Monday episode of RGT News because you guys like this show and it's fun for me to put together. It keeps me up to date on everything going on. It's a little bit of work, but I enjoy doing it and I enjoy doing it for you guys. So let me know in the comment section down below what you think of all the news. If you do want a Monday edition of this show, so it'll be Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern, and we'll get the wheels moving on that, baby. We'll get the wheels moving on it. I want to thank you guys for checking out this video. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, turn on notifications as well, because YouTube is YouTube. And thank you guys for watching this. Make sure you guys check out all the links in the description box down below. We got Patreon, t-shirts, social media, all sorts of ways to keep up to date with the world of RGT85, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. Later.